feel today? Ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? And let's go to the house. And let's go to the house.
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yap. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin strap. It's embarrassing. Yap. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them. He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like.
Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? And let's go to the house. And let's go to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Nah, it's just getting started right here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E. Streaming live on ROKU TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. It's our Talkie Team Tuesday, and those Iowa Hawkeye fans got plenty to talk about as their team pulled it out last night. Final score was 94-87, but I'll be honest, man, there were times when it wasn't even that close. A lot to talk about in that game. Iowa fans, I'm open. Let me hear it. It was the matchup of the century. It was the matchup everybody wanted to see, and they got it. Iowa jumped out big. LSU came back, and then Iowa pulled away as they made fewer mistakes and definitely hit more shots and played more team ball than LSU. And it was good to see the two superstars. Somebody called them the modern day Larry Bird, Magic Johnson of women's college basketball. And I like it. Got to give the women their own props. Please hear me. Got to give the women their own props, but very good comparison. The modern day Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, who don't hate each other, respected each other's talents, and battled like crazy in Michigan State and Indiana State, gave us a championship game like nobody's business. And that's what last night was. That's exactly what last night was. And to BS3, Ben Sutter III's comments right here, it's 1-1, bro. It's 1-1. LSU got them last year. Iowa got them this year. It's 1-1. It's a shame that we won't see a tiebreaker. You know, and maybe we'll see one in college, but in the WNBA, but that won't be the same. So we'll see how it all goes down from here. Number one won last night, that being Iowa. The other number one did not get it done, and I will talk about both of those on today's show. If you got comments, get them in. Erica with a K already getting hers in. Erica, you jumped the gun on me. Mulkey was the deciding factor last night, her decision to have HVL, and we're going to just call it that because that girl needs to be in witness protection right now. We need to protect HVL, Haley Van Leith, HVL, at all costs. That girl got served up last night, man. She got thrown in with the wolves. Was not right, was not fair, was not a good scheme, and it cost them the game. And then Ben Sutter III said they should face off in the WNBA. Oh, they will. I don't see Indiana getting both Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. If Angel comes out, Angel might stay. Angel might stay. In fact, Angel and HVL both have to decide after last night's game. They had 48 hours. So that, let's just say they got 24 hours and change to decide if they're going to get into the draft for the WNBA. I won't be mad either way. I'm not talking about HVL. I mean, she can do what she wants to do. I'm talking about Angel Reese. I won't be mad either way. If she comes back, good for her. If she goes in, good for her. Either one, good for her. I look at this, what they're trying to make this thing out to be. Oh, she's this and Clark is that and she's this and da-da-da-da. These two women are already richer than most of us will ever be. I know we got some millionaires watching the show. I know we got a billionaire or two watching the show. I know these things. But many of them are already richer than many of us will ever. I mean, both of them are already richer than many of us will ever be. And not that money fixes everything. I know people who are miserable with all the money that they have. I know people who have taken their own lives with all the money that they had. But let me just say this. People do not have to fit in our opinion. And this whole, oh yeah, I know a guy who lived next to a girl who was friends with, dated a cousin of, who told me, like, man, when I tell you I've been done, yeah, I said it right. I've been done, outgrew that nonsense. People don't have to fit our opinions. You're allowed to have your opinion. You're allowed to like one and not the other. You're allowed to respect one and not the other. You should respect them both. You're allowed to do that. But at the end of the day, they don't have to fit our opinions and narratives. They don't. And the fact that Angel Reese hugged her last night and whispered into her ear, keep being great and go win it all. And Caitlin whispered into her ear, keep being great. I mean, I love it. Because it short circuits people who have nowhere else to go with this thing other than down. And then, of course, we got the new latest hoopla. You ready for this? Folks are mad now that LSU was not on the court during the national anthem. Some are even trying to lie and say they walked off as the national anthem was being played. Two things. Let me get to them quick and then I'm done with it. One, you haven't watched LSU all year long. You haven't. You haven't watched LSU all year long because they have not been out there for the national anthem for almost, if I'm not mistaken, almost 3 seasons. Number two, where was that outrage with UConn and USC last night? Neither of them were out on the court during the national anthem. I'll even go in and add a 3. I'll go in and add a 3. Most of the people that are talking are casuals, just casuals, who have either never played a sport at a high level or they just jumped in because of Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese. And more than likely it's because of Caitlin. When you've played sports in college and even in high school at a high level, you have what's called a routine that your coach implemented that is down to the second. You're going to work on this for a certain amount of time. You're going to work on that for a certain amount of time. You're going to stretch for a certain amount of time. You're going to get taped up for a certain amount of time. You're going to do all these things, and they are scheduled to the minute so that you can be where you need to be to perform, not for the song, the national anthem, but for the game. I had 3 coaches in high school. The great Jerry Faust, one of the greatest coaches I've ever had in my life. One of the greatest coaches I've ever had in my life. In fact, a lot of my coaching is patterned after Coach Jerry Faust. Look him up. If you don't know who he is, look him up. Only lost a couple of games in his entire high school career as a head coach and went straight from Cincinnati Moeller, to Notre Dame as their head coach. Look him up. The second coach I had was Lou Sinkar. He's the guy that only broke all of Joe Namath's passing records in New York. Look him up as well. And then Coach Ray Latouf, may he rest in peace, when I was down in New Orleans. I had one college football coach. Vegas Vince Gibson, worst coach I ever had. But we still had a routine. We had a pattern that we followed, a schedule down to the second. And you know what the last thing either of them worried about was the national anthem. and what time we needed to be out there to stand for it. Never, ever. I had a coach say, oh yeah, guys, we got to finish up early. I know our schedule routine normally says we're back in the locker room now getting, last minute tape jobs and da. But guess what? We got to be out there for the never. And a lot of other coaches don't worry about that because, again, their game plan has been down to the second. And you can tell people who are casuals, it's important to me, so it should be important to them. Well, guess what? I'm sorry to tell you, they know what country they're in, and their patriotism is not in question. They know what they're doing. They're there to play a sport. I could get into the argument about why we're playing the national anthem before games. God, they're playing them in Little League games now. National anthem. I'm not going to get into it. All I'm just saying is that that's an outrage that can go ahead and die today because it's not a big deal. And if anybody knows who head coach Kim Mulkey is, I call her Kim Louise Mulkey. I don't know what her middle name is, but Kim Louise, she looked like a Kim Louise. The last thing she would do is do a political statement or a social injustice statement of not being out there for the national anthem. So just drop that. You're telling more on yourself than you're trying to expose LSU. All right, so anyway, great game. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, let's break it down. Talk Your Team Tuesday. If you want in, why don't you text me, 832-403-5005, 832-403-5005. I'll read your messages on the air. We'll be right back after this on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV.
Hi, I'm Laura Williams, coming to you from Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. Here we've got tons of inventory here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands, ranging from XT4s to XT6 and from CT4 to CT6. We've got tons of certified pre-owned inventory here. Come see us here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. You can contact Laura Williams at 281-224-3666.
If you're looking for a sports program that gives you the flavor.
Washington Commanders? Really?
This whole thing stinks to high heaven.
That pulls no punches.
Thuggish act by a thuggish actor.
That gives you some humor.
Praise everything LeBron does and never criticize it.
If you want a show that gives you good times, then this is that show. BS3 Network proudly presents.
I am Cole Johnson and welcome to
Go Sports with a Z. Every Friday on Patreon and every Saturday on YouTube, Spreaker, and all other outlets. There's a 100% chance of a laugh thunderstorm. Four men with different viewpoints take a movie, show, or documentary and review it uncensored, unfiltered, uncompromised, with no holds barred. Join BS3, Wilkes, King Dog, and H-Rap B as they take on Hollywood their own way. BS3 Network proudly presents The Forecast, where H-Rap B always predicts,
if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
live every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
My name is James Jeter, and I want $500 on the lunch money for keeping up with the Jonas Bracket Challenge.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. It's Talk Your Team Tuesday. I want to hear from you. Erica with a K sent a text message in. She said, I need and read that on air. LOL. Erica, what you need is coming. I don't want to sound like a televangelist, but what you need is on the way. I just feel it in my belly. I know he's all right. All right, so there you go. Let's see. Erica with a K also said, let me find the message. Oh, good thing about LSU is they're about to run it back. Angels not going anywhere. HVL and Johnson will be right back here next year. So we'll see if that works out for them. We'll see if that works out for them. Those are good comments. I hope. Woo! Girl, don't get me preaching today. I got some characters, and one of them's a preacher. So anyway, that would be really good if LSU were to run that thing back. They would definitely be one of the top 2-3 teams in the country if they ran it back with everything they've got, including Angel Reese and HVL. So we'll see. Man, HVL, man, last night, let me get into this real quick. I think Kim Mulkey did her a disservice because she started her out on Caitlin, and Caitlin started lighting her up early. Like, Caitlin got into her groove early because when she looked, she said, oh, that's who's guarding me? Bang, let's get it. And start lighting her up early. And then Coach Mulkey pulled her out and put the other young lady on her. Y'all forgive me. I never say that poor girl's name right. I'm going to look it up. Bear with me. I know. Hey, listen. If that's what you're mad about, then be mad. Be mad. Okay, here we go. Boom. I know, live TV. All right, so let's see. I still can't think of her name, and I can't get to. What's crazy is CBS Sports doesn't. They want to act like they on top of women's basketball, but you can't get the box scores on CBS Sports for the women's game. You got to go to the mothership to get the box scores for the women's game. So anyway, Mulkey put the other girl on her, and I'm not a fan of the other young lady. I'm not. I felt bad when she got hurt in the SEC championship game, or the game before the SEC championship game against Tennessee, where they had to take her off the court. I felt bad about that. No, they didn't play Tennessee. That's LSU. But anyway, long story short, she took ill-advised shots. She doesn't seem to yet play in the rhythm of what LSU is trying to do. You can see it in the body language of the players when she takes a shot that they just turn around, like they don't even try to get to the boards because they know it's going to be a crazy carom, and she's I'm sure she'll be better as she matures. Haley Van Leith had that problem as well. HVL had that problem as well. When she put it up, man, they were like, oh, Lord, here we go. She made her first three, and I guess that made her feel like she had more in her, and she ended up going like something 3 for 10, 1 for 6 from three. That didn't help. But again, let me stay focused. Mulkey's game plan was not the best. In fact, she really didn't make a significant adjustment until about 4 minutes to go in the game, when she put Flage on Caitlin, and then they literally trapped her when she tried to go around the pick. When they set a pick for Caitlin and she tried to get to her open spot, and they like jumped her with two players. Imagine if they had done that earlier in the game. Imagine if they had done that when Iowa went on the run and opened it up by double digits. Imagine if they had made those adjustments sooner, how different that game could have been. Because you've allowed the best shooter in the game on the college level to get in a rhythm and to get comfortable and to find her spots. That's hard to win when you get that going, because guess what? She's one of the few players that makes everybody else around her better. So she's in rhythm, and now they're in rhythm, and now you just got a team that's energized in ways that you can't, unless you do something significant, you can't stop it. So I got to lay that one on Mulkey. Her adjustment to what they were doing, like if you came in with a 2-game plan on guarding Caitlin Clark, you lost before you hit the court. if those two young ladies were your game plan, and then you just happen to go back to Flau'jae as well, let's try Flau'jae on her, then you were doomed before it got started. And it could possibly be that because Mulkey was distracted with a whole lot of things. You know, the Washington Post article and just other things. She really could have not put in the work that she needed to put in to put her team in the best position to play. I will knock Angel Reese on this a little bit. I got to knock Angel on. There are times when Angel's body language just literally said, damn. Like, she has got to get to a place where she gets that bad shot or bad decision by a teammate or bad decision by the coach or her, you know, making a mistake out of her head quickly and get back up court, because Iowa was not waiting on them to get their emotions together. Iowa was pushing every chance they got. And, you know, on some of the long passes that Caitlin Clark made to wide open players who ran down the court, that's effort. That if she runs down the court, somebody should be running down the court with her. If that's your man's, then you need to get your man's. And I noticed that a couple of times about Caitlin, not knocking her, please. I mean, about Angel. I'm not knocking her. I'm just saying that's just growth. That's maturity. That's growth and that's maturity. So just a bad night for LSU. You know, nobody really stepped up other than Angel. I know Flau'jae had points and what have you, but Angel did her thing. 20 rebounds, 17 and 20? Come on, man. That's strong. That's solid strong. But again, congratulations to Caitlin Clark and Iowa. We'll see what happens with them next, because they got USC and the winner of the USC-UConn game, which just happened to be UConn. Let me take a quick break. I want to come back and talk about that one, and then we'll wrap it up after this on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on ROKU TV, courtesy of BS3 TV.
Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
Yeah. A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
Hi, I'm Laura Williams, coming to you from Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. Here we've got tons of inventory here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands, ranging from XT4s to XT6 and from CT4 to CT6. We've got tons of certified pre-owned inventory here. Come see us here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. You can contact Laura Williams at 281-224-3666.
Discouragement, sorrow, distance. Your arguments cause damage to your family. The hurt leads to divorce. You feel like there is nowhere else to turn. But there is hope for you. That's where we come into play. There is an overcomer that lives inside of you. One ready to take on the world as you leap for joy, living in victory. You'll grow to love yourself and others. There's life after divorce, and you can claim it today. Get Over Divorce, where your new story begins here every Thursday on YouTube and Spreaker.
My name is JM&E, and I won $500 on the lunch money of the Keeping Up with the Jonas Bracket Challenge.
All right, hey, big shout out to my producer, Kev, the producer. He got time to text me now. Kev texted me. The young lady's name for LSU is Poa. Poa had 6 points. And what's crazy to me is nobody from LSU shot over 50% other than Flau'jae. Flau'jae was 10 for 18. As a team, LSU shot 38.6% from the field and 33% from three. In contrast, Iowa shot 46% from the field and 42% from three. You're going to win games like that. That's how you win games right there. That's how you win the game. So the other game was UConn, USC. UConn, USC, and again, Paige did her thing. And Eric, I'm with you 100%. I love Juju and Paige, but I see Iowa versus Gamecocks in the finals, and I knuck and buck and stand 10 toes down with Queen Dawn Staley. 100%. I'm with you. 100%. I am with you. Yeah, last night Paige showed who she was and how, and literally said, y'all must have forgot. Y'all must have forgot 28 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. She shot just under 50%, 11 for 23, and was 3 for 6 from 3. And they just did what they needed to do. Now, again, Juju, 29 points, 10 rebounds, but she was 9 for 25, had to take a bunch of shots, 2 for 6 from 3, and didn't have a lot of help. 24 from Forbes, 11 from Marshall, and everybody else was under double digits. On the other side, you had Paige, who had 28, Edwards had 24. Then you had some bench help with Brady, 8. You got 8 from Mule. You just had a more of a team effort, and it showed. But let me say this: just like I said about Mulkey, sometimes I look at USC and I'm wondering, what's your plan? Like, what? It's almost like coach literally doesn't have an organized offense other than, hey, Juju, go make some things happen. I mean, really, and I know that's not the case, but I'm trying to say there were more times when USC looked like they weren't in sync, weren't in rhythm, weren't following a specific offense, and it was just trying to, let's move the ball around until we can get Juju open, or let's move the ball around until we can find an open shot, and they weren't hitting. So coaching matters. And I know a lot of folks, well, the coach doesn't make the baskets, the coach doesn't take the shots, the coach doesn't turn the ball over. Yeah, true, but the coach also has to put in a game plan and make adjustments. And last night, both losing coaches, the game plan looked iffy and the adjustments were slim, few, and far between. And therefore, both of your teams are sitting at home. So now you've got UConn and Iowa, and then of course you've got North Carolina State and South Carolina. What a Cinderella story with North Carolina State on the women's side and NC State on the men's side. UConn men and women being there, you kind of expect that. But North Carolina State, men and women, come on, let's go. I like it. I'm going South Carolina over NC State. I'm going Iowa over UConn, and I'm with Erica. I'm going Iowa losing to South Carolina in the championship. All right, before I go, let me get to this men's bracket real quick. Let me get to the men's games tonight. What's today? I'm tripping. Yeah, we ain't got no games tonight. They don't play until Saturday. You got NC State at Purdue. I got Purdue. And then you got UConn and Alabama. Look, I don't even like UConn, but y'all better beat Alabama because I like Alabama even less. I am not a fan of the head coach. So similar to Michigan, the school up north, with their former Lion head coach having a assistant coach steal signs from the other team, Alabama has implemented that, where they've got a student assistant coach stealing signs, basketball signs from the other team. Listen, if you can't beat them, then God dog it, just lose. That whole damn, you ain't trying unless you're cheating. That's someone who got caught cheating. Ain't no real thing. Well, everybody does it. Well, guess what? Be better than everybody and don't you do it. Craziness. While I'm at it, let me show y'all the current standings for the lunch break. Keeping Up with the Joneses bracket challenge, current standings. We've had some changes, man. as we've gotten down to the Final Four. Uh-oh, look who's up top. Miss Pearl up top by a point, and she's got Purdue. Very well could be it. Delano is at number 2 with 79 points. He's still got the opportunity to score, to put up 143. So we'll see how that works out. He could jump Miss Pearl. CJ is 3rd with 78. Courtney Harden. I don't think Courtney's gonna jump up there. He had the Cougars winning. Allmad could possibly jump up there. He's got Purdue left. He's at number 5. Number 6, Preston Love, UConn. Obviously, they could get in there. Renee Mahaffey Harris, number 2, at number 6. At number 8, my son and myself. Got Amber stuck in there in the middle. Chi-Town's in there. Christina Harden, CJ, Stephanie Bisco, my frat brother Troy, Alexis, Stephanie Bisco again, Troy again. And then you jumped all the way down to 19. So a few folks have a shot to win this thing. You're going to need the championship game, I believe, in order to win it. You're going to need the championship game to win it. Miss Pearl's got a shot. Allmad's got a shot. Delano's got a shot. CJ's got a shot. Of course, all the UConn people have a chance, but a lot of things got to break from there. So we'll see how it goes. All right, y'all, let me get out of here. Let me wrap this thing up. Oh, listen, don't start. You got dog walk, man. You and your daughter were up top, and everybody just walked y'all down. Y'all look like Carl Lewis in his last 100-yard dash. Remember when he came butt tail last? Yeah. So anyway, hey, before we go, let's sing a song for Erica with a K. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team's here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Yeah, they do. Erica with a K, it ain't my fault. That was a good one, too. All right, y'all, I got to get ready to roll. Tomorrow, we'll be back Winning Wednesday on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on ROKU TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you, and you can't do nothing about it. All right, y'all, we'll talk to y'all later.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today, it's Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024. Number 1. Less than a week after the collision of a barge into the Francis Scott Key Bridge, cranes were put in place Saturday to begin removal of the wreckage of the bridge. But that's when the complaints began. Utah State Representative Phil Lyman blamed diversity, equity, and inclusion for the catastrophic collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, suggesting in a social media post that a black female politician was not qualified. Maryland Governor Wes Moore told CNN that he has no time for foolishness. Number 2. In a landmark ruling Thursday, a Manhattan court sentenced Sam Bankman-Fried to 25 years in prison for defrauding customers through the crypto exchange FTX. Bankman-Fried received billions in investments under the premise that athletes and celebrities like LeBron James and Steph Curry got richer investing with FTX, and he only enriched himself. The court also fined Bankman-Fried $11 billion in damages for orchestrating a massive fraud scheme through what was supposed to be the crypto stock exchange FTX. Number 3. Plaque psoriasis is a chronic systemic inflammatory condition that affects millions of people. Plaque psoriasis is the most common form of psoriasis, occurs as a result of an overactive immune system attacking healthy skin cells, which leads to an overproduction of cells and ultimately plaques. The condition is associated with several other health conditions, so early treatment, proper management, are important to lower this risk. Learn more about plaque psoriasis in today's Health Update. Number 4, Kanan Vaishon Barton is a black student at Brigham Young University in Hawaii, and he's been told to cut his shoulder-length hair due to school policies. Kanan Vaishon Barton asserts that his locks symbolize strength, and he doesn't believe his hair length should affect spiritual involvement. The university requires students to follow an honor code, which states hair should be neatly trimmed, although the code has no official guidance on length. Number 5, if you're self-employed or run a small business, you might be missing out on some valuable tax credits for sick and family leave. The good news is, with a little action now, you could uncover more than $32,000 in tax credits. If you couldn't work for reasons related to COVID-19 between April 1st, 2021 and September 30th, 2021, you might be eligible. Our celebrity CPA, Katrina M. Kraft, has all the details in today's newsletter. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Being patient does not mean passivity. It is actively waiting, preparing, and the wisdom to know when to act. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with Damon Williams, Ahmed Gordon, and Cameron Riley, along with actress Giovanni Samuels, as we discuss today's top headlines and more. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.